Hey, what's up? I'm Mario.
And I'm Jordan.
Alright, so we researched the problem of housing and living conditions in the Bay Area. So, how did it even start?
Well, you see, it all started back, way back during, around the time of World War II, during the creation of, the atomic bomb and weapons like that. Our military was funding these programs to make these, new weapons, and this whole new technology was kind of, it was new and innovating. So a lot of these tech companies today kind of started from around that time during World War II. And a lot of these tech companies, came to the Bay Area because California, it's a beautiful place that offers beautiful weather, great amount of land, and just a beautiful area. So that's why a lot of these tech companies today are here. And Mario, you want to talk about how
Silicon
Valley?
Yeah, a lot of tech companies came over, and then a lot of wealthy people came over as well because they want to buy all the projects. And especially, its name is Silicon Valley since the 1970s, as Don Hilfler found out, because they produce silicon, which can be used for many various reasons. But that also created like a large boom, and then we have big startups like Apple, Google that came here, all kind of big companies, and that just had like a large influx on people coming into the Bay Area, which then had a lot of rich people and poor people living there. So that's what created the gap, and the gap is still extending today.
All right, so in this interview, or this project, I'm sorry, we went ahead and we interviewed a total of 7 people, and so we hope you guys enjoy our project, and we'll show you some of the clips and some of the responses that these people had. So.
Not affordable for everyone, that's for sure. But it's not affordable in any city for everybody, but it's more so, there are more people priced out in the Bay Area than other places, I think.
No, definitely not. No, because the income is not the same.
Yeah.
We are not Latino, but people from other races doing heavy, hard jobs.
Yeah.
Earning minimum wage, and it's almost impossible to pay the same rents that someone else is making a lot more money.
Personally, no. It's a little pricey to live out in the Bay Area.
It should be raised. I think it's wrong. And I don't support the idea of raising it. I don't understand how that ties in with economics in general, how that would make things more affordable. It sounds like inflation.
So no, I don't think minimum wage is right now in California is $9 an hour. I don't think it's enough money for people to make a living. It's hard for small businesses though to be able to pay a living wage, especially like a retail business like mine. I have a beautiful gallery, but I can't afford to pay a living wage. But I have part-time employees that work for me. I do not pay the minimum wage. I pay more than minimum wage, even to my youngest employee, who's her first job, who just turned 14. She's going to be making $10 an hour. She starts next week.
No, definitely no. Hopefully this interview may do something, because I think, I don't know, the government, someone has to do something to provide housing for low-income people, because we need low-income people doing jobs like garden, hotel, a lot of service jobs that they don't make enough money.
I got really lucky. I am subleasing an apartment in San Francisco, and it was really, really hard to find, but I got really lucky because the place that I'm subleasing is rent controlled, and that's why it's affordable. Otherwise, if you're trying to lease a new place, it's very hard.
I live in a house with a with my father. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
I live in San Jose. So.
Right. And I was gonna ask, like, do you also know a lot of people that are kind of having problems with the housing conditions and everything? And like, do you want to maybe elaborate on that, or?
I mean, I know it is expensive to live, everywhere. And the cost of living definitely shot up a lot lately. I have a lot of friends that have struggled in the past, with certain conditions that have actually left to go outside the Bay Area because it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
I feel so grateful that I bought a house in Palo Alto. My house has tripled in value in the last 12 years. I think it's kind of crazy what the real estate is here, and I think it's really hard for a lot of people to be able to afford housing. I wish we had more housing in downtown Los Altos because it would create a better environment for the retail community and for the downtown. It would make us more vibrant if we had more housing in downtown and more affordable housing too. A certain percentage should be affordable housing.
So I think they need to start revising the zoning restrictions. They have to realize that because all of these companies are booming, especially in Silicon Valley, all the tech companies, and they've figured out this miraculous way to retain employees and attract young people by allowing the young people to live in an exciting city like San Francisco and taking the commuting problem out of it, because they say, we'll put you all in a big bus and we'll drive you over every morning 40 minutes away. And to my knowledge, this is the first city in this country that has figured that out.
Alright, so based off our interviews, we can see that most people think that living in the Bay Area is not affordable. And that is because the housing price is high, and just in general living cost is high, for food, water, just in general, like owning a house, But some people think otherwise.
Yeah, so what many people argue is that living in the Bay Area, it's kind of fair. Affordable housing isn't unfair, that it's fair to live in the Bay. It's because of their hard work that allows them, and their salary, and kind of their hard work that allows them to be in an area so, great in wealth and so, rich, in that they think that it's their hard work that puts them there, so they otherwise think it's fair. And you can kind of think of the idea, I think they kind of support a lot of them support this really strong idea of capitalism, and that, you work hard and you get rewarded for your hard work. So that's kind of what, many of these Americans,
American dream,
yeah, many of these Americans living in the Bay Area believe it's, they work hard and they get to live here.
Yeah, so also what we noticed is that most people that we interviewed live in an apartment. So we think that a possible solution would be to make the apartment housing conditions better, rather than everyone who's living in the Bay Area.
Yeah, so something we kind of talked about was that it should be harder for people, to be evicted from their apartments. So landlords have these policies and regulations that, they want people to follow if they're living in their complex. But it shouldn't be. It should be harder for people to get evicted, because if people get evicted, there's less people that are going to be able to live in the Bay Area, and it makes that factor of it being unfair, and more people are going to think that prices are unfair, and it's just not really rational.
Yeah, so generally we think that we should make the interaction between the landlord and the person who is renting the apartment easier, so that the whole housing condition is a little more smoother in the Bay Area. And what we can do as a community is we can try to end up talking to the city, or the cities around us, and just try to convince the people around us so that we can pass some kind of bill or something. So yeah, that's what we think. That's our muckraking project. And thanks for watching. We out.